May 1942. The start of the planned German offensive to take the Caucasus oil fields is only weeks away. However, to secure its flank, the 11th Army first has to take two parts of the Crimea that are still in Soviet hands. To achieve this, the Germans take the Kerch Peninsula in Operation Bustard Hunt during the month of May. With the Kerch Peninsula cleared, the entire 11th Army can now concentrate on taking Sevastopol. Approaching Sevastopol from all sides, the German 11th Army meets stiff resistance from the Black Sea Fleet and the separate coastal army under Ivan Yefimovich Petrov. The defenders have dug in everywhere, and they are backed by around 20 fortified coastal batteries, some of which pack a heavy punch. Progress is slow, and heavy artillery is brought to the front in an attempt to destroy the batteries and punch through to the city proper. In this mission, you will lead the attack on battery number 30, or Fort Maxim Gorky 1, as the Germans call it. You will have our heaviest siege mortar at your disposal. Use it to silence the defenses. The battery's main guns are already out of action. Use your infantry to protect the flanks. Once you have taken out the first line of defense, storm the hilltop and take the fort. We can't allow any more delays in the offensive. Good luck.
Welcome back, Commander. Alright, microphone is armed. Here we go again. Second try at this one. This is Kerch. Kerch Peninsula. Essentially the Russians are on the way out of, or the Soviets are on the way out of Crimea, being pushed out by the Germans, who we will be playing. We're going to go a different way than we did last time. We're going to go up the right hand flank, and we're going to go tank heavy. This is in an attempt to make this a faster game. You know me, I'm slow. I want to be faster, desperately want to be faster, if just to make half an hour long YouTubes. This one's, oh god, I don't know, 2¼ hours, 2 3/4, don't know, very long. Please be patient. So here we go. We're going to start with the engineers, and I just want to queue up a load of guys at the beginning to get some mine clearance, because that's part of this mission. And then what we'll do is we've gone with the defensive doctrine, I think, and we're going to use these artillery pieces to absolutely smash this whole map. Before the map expands, look, we've just got to go along the front, kill the tomato plant, kill the 3 emplacements along this end of the map. So I'm going to do it with artillery. I'm not going to. Last time I went up the road and fought inch by inch with the infantry all the way down that road, and it was tedious. And I saw somebody online. I saw someone play this online, and they just went blam, blam, and fired off that Nuremberg and splatted the whole Soviet in concentration right at the beginning. And I was like, oh, okay. That took 2 seconds compared to my 2 hours. I'll repeat that formula. So that's what we're going to do. Splat it with artillery. We're going to just do masses of artillery, and I'm going to get the Thor. Last time I barely used the Thor. I didn't get on with it. I thought, oh, it's got no range, not much use, so slow to move. I just didn't use it. It didn't happen. My infantry got carried away. They were in the trenches, run along the trenches on the direct opposite corner of the map to the Thor, and so it never came into play, which is a bit of an error considering the Thor is the thing that makes this a cool map, is having that massive artillery, the cool looking mortar on the you'll see it later. So we're going to use that a lot more, and we're going to use, but essentially we're going to use artillery a lot more, and we're also going to use tanks. In fact, we're barely going to use infantry at all. This last time I'd run them all the way up here, I'd killed everything in this place, and then I'd had to loot all the Soviet troops because I'd completely run out of ammunition and couldn't fight on. It was just a real infantry slog. We're not doing that this time. So here There's going to be an artillery piece, like an anti-aircraft gun, and let's just take it out from here. Now, with the benefit of having played this map before, I do know where, I have a pretty good idea of where all the hard points are, and I'm just going to smash them without spotting them first, because I'm, you know, lazy. They are there. I mean, we could go and spot them, but let's blow them up before we spot them. So right here, a bit further along, mate, can you get it? I don't think he can get it. Maybe the Nobelwerfer can. Maybe the Nobelwerfer's got the sort of arc. So that's our line of sight, like. So yeah, I'd gone up that road with just a squad of riflemen, and it was just such a stupid mistake. Oh, and already they've popped a machine gun emplacement next to it. That's probably another machine gun back here. We'll pop that too. And I want to Nobelwerf because it's got, basically it covers a big area, it's a big splat. It should be very helpful. You know, a lot of exploding enemies, always helpful. Killed them, that's better. Turn my microphone off somehow. Come on, Nobelwerfer. Again, this microphone's got a loose connection. Luckily for you, my voice cuts out. Yes. Acting. Come on, Nobelwerfer. Are you bored or something? Well, that's calmed them down a lot, but it's not over yet. Now my little assault mortar, my little assault howitzer, essentially a mortar, but actually a howitzer. It does the same job, it's got the same sort of damage, same sort of range, much better accuracy. That's right, yeah, he's just killed the machine gun on the, in the turret there, in the concrete bunker. Now we're sending these boys in and they should mop up. So this is how I did it last time, as I just send loads of infantry up here, but I think it's a bad tactic. Up we go, lads. These guys, my engineers, obviously I'm going to want for mine clearance at some point. They might as well get them to start quite early on. Chuck a hand grenade at him, lads. Get up there, chuck a hand grenade in. Too late, don't bother. If I could just get quick and, how shall I say, diligent soldiers who actually want to fight and don't need to be prodded all the time into doing it. Oh God, look, there's people alive up here. I haven't cleaned it out properly. I don't know, what a mess. I've lost all these blokes already. Well, hopefully I've got a medic who can come and sort them out a bit. Get on that gun, lads. There we go. I should imagine that that on its own is going to wipe out all of these, this whole platoon of Soviets, or however many there are down there.
Excellent. Keep up the progress. There's much left to do.
Yes, there's much left to do. So let's do it! Keep firing! Keep shooting! There's my medic. Medic! Can't believe I lost so many men up there. What was I thinking? Well, they're not dead yet. They're revivable. Right, you want to see something funny? How's that for stupid? Put my medic in front of the flat gun. Got shot in the back. It's like, oh, you slept with my wife. No, and I've got an 88. I've got an AA gun. Yeah, I shoot you in the back. I just, honestly, mate, everyone slept with your wife. There's no need to kill all your friends. It's war, you know. Your wives get slept with by your mates. They stand in front of you when you pull the trigger, accidentally. Yeah. Anyway, we've all slept with your wife. You'll run out of ammunition. So I've got to find another medic. Come on, get him healed. I dare send him up there to heal that same guy in front of that same gun with that same mad killer fratricider. Right, go on, get out of there, get out of the way of the gun. Come on, right, get it out of it. Yeah. Be smart. Be like as smart as ChatGPT AI. Yeah. You can be that clever. So that anti-aircraft gun has just basically destroyed that whole camp. Last time I did this, it was just me and my infantry guys standing up there, popping them with rifles from miles away, killing the whole Zerg as it rushed them, and it was a long process. As I said, involving, oh God, he shot him again. Look, I don't know what to tell you, mate. She's got itchy knickers. No need to start killing people. You can't satisfy your woman. It's your fault. You should be a better husband. Provide her with children. You know, she won't have time to shag all your mates. But that's pretty dumb. I'm pleased with that outcome. That was a lot less painful than the first time I did it. A lot less painful. And we're getting our artillery up to the next stage as well. They've got to come up. About here is where we should start the mine sweeping, the mine clearance. I wouldn't mind getting that in progress. Going to be quite a lot of mine clearance. It's not just this minefield. This is like a plot hook minefield down the left hand side. We have to sweep it before we get reinforcements, but later on there's an optional minefield and we'll sweep that too. So here we go. Look, I've got a mine, I've got a minesweeper. Might as well take some hand grenades instead of a shovel. I'm not digging in here, boys, we're assaulting. I'll stick him up the top there and hopefully he'll pop that little machine gun turret. And if you can't do it from here with his indirect fire, go on, give it a go, see if you can. Oh yeah, fair shot. Well done. You get your little badge to sew onto your uniform. But what a great shot you are. Now, my pathing is taking them out onto the road. I'm not sure if that's safe. But there you go. He's out of ammunition already. Why? Why are you out of ammo? I mean, charge the enemy anyway, right? You don't need guns. You just go headbutt him. In your face, Jimmy. So this guy, look at him. Pathing's gone a bit nuts. He's kind of running past this machine gun and the infantry with his cannon. Error of judgment on his part, obviously. It's nothing to do with bad leadership. It's just he's dumb. I think he's going to make it, otherwise I'd have done something about it. Pretty close to safety. So actually you're about to lose a man, so just turn around and kill that, if you can. First shot again, remember? I've given you the badge. No, that's not first shot. There you go, second shot. Now, you have a second shot kill bag as well. And the aircraft gun is battering them. Right, I've decrewed them and I'm healing them. And I'll recrew it once they're feeling strong enough. Still something on the road, look, I've missed. It's the Nobelwerfer's just going past him. Don't think I can be bothered. I think my little artillery gun's having a pop at him. I won't know it. And what about these guys? They could just shoot him in the back, can they? Go on. Let's clear this road out once and for all. There he is. Done. Right, so that's that part clear. Now we just got to advance. What I want to do is, once we're into the next phase, is the trench. As I want to build a fortification down here on the bottom right of the minimap as we're looking at it now. I want to build lots of guns. I want to stick some flat cannons out there, and that's where my Thor will begin its advance, inexorable advance up the mountainside to the coast. There's a big naval installation here, naval battery up there. A couple of turrets off an old World War I warship, welded into the mountainside, on top of the mountainside. Guns and Navarone style. We've got to shut that down. Now, so you can see the path thing is trying to take them down the left here. Look, this is a minefield. So hopefully these guys have all got their minesweepers out. I did equip them. Turn them on. No, don't run without the... Do that. Don't run. Stop it. They're quite awkward with these minesweeping in that once they've completed their order, if I click it, once it gets to the end of the little line, he de-equips his minesweeper half the time. And then he keeps just, yeah. They're problematic. Half the time they put their minesweepers away and then start running through the minefield. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Giving you, look how many he's got. Greedy. Don't need that many. You're not going to sell them, are you? Or are you? He was, wasn't he? He was going to go and black market. Oh, a load of minesweepers. Oh, I know somebody who wants to buy 10 of them. The sergeant's not looking. Yeah, I'm looking. Put them down. Not for you. Alright, I can't find my... Probably a good idea to bring a medic up ready for the first time they step on the land mine. I think they will. They are dumb enough. Now, well, this field we're advancing them down. We're going to go from where we are now right to the edge of the map to complete the objective. But it's contested. Look, that half of the map is not pacified. So we'll try and we'll bring that up. I'm going to bring the artillery up, and again, the artillery is going to do the work rather than me. Oh, can't believe I did all this with infantry. I think I'd chosen a different doctrine or something, or maybe I just didn't. Maybe I had the Nurble all along and never used it. Don't know. Can't remember. But I've got it, and I am going to use it. And it is going to make short work of this. You see, that's next on the mini-map now, just past this little tomato plant, past all these buildings. There's a couple of small hills. Look, they're running. Stop it! Oh no, they're not running. I'm just being paranoid. I know that they are running. See, that's what happens when you put your flipping thing away in a minefield. Duh. Yeah, told you I'd need a medic. Yeah, so that's a little, you know, there's some frustrations with minesweeping. Very tedious. Why are you so useless? I'm going to just clear a quick path for the medic, so that you can actually get to those guys and revive them. And he's dropped his minesweeper again. Stop it! It's just going to explode. You're in a minefield. So see, look where you just know. So yeah, these guys need a fair bit of maintenance to keep them on the straight and narrow. They need some oversight. So even he's lost his. Why? I think perhaps if they come under enemy fire, they'll switch to their weapon, or if they've completed their orders and they see an enemy, they'll draw their weapons. I think that's what's going on, but I'm not certain. I just think they're basically a bit lame, a bit dumbass. Sorry, I'm practicing my French again. I've got to learn that language somehow. So I'll stick these guys hopefully at the front of the tomato plant, assuming that's empty. They should be getting me line of sight with the anti-tank gun installation. It's like two small mounds with anti-tank guns on them just ahead of these chicken farm, or whatever the hell this is. I'd like the cannons taken out. Can you see there, like on the top, just behind the mini-map, those sandbags and those kind of small, tiny hillocks? That's where there's a load of cannons.
The enemy has also deployed Marines from the Black Sea Fleet to reinforce their lines. Beware, these are tough nuts to crack. You will need to throw everything you have at them.
What's he saying? Oh, it's vitally important anyway. Something about the enemy being our enemy. I have to do bad things to him. Treat him like your wife's lover. That's what I say. So bring these up, try and get them into range. There's also a problem with line of sight because of these buildings. Like right there, that we're actually in range of what I want them to attack, but I don't think we've got line of sight. Take cover, lads, take cover. Get inside the buildings, behind the walls, anything. Don't stand there and the bullets see you. That thing firing at us is the quad Maxim gun. So I do like those. Essentially it's an anti-aircraft gun. It's 4 Maxims in a line, in a row. And that's great. Right, spot something and we'll kill it. Get your minesweeping thing out again. Medics. We'll need them soon enough. So they've all got the guns out again. I think one of them was actually shooting, so at least he's got an excuse. I want to take him all the way down to the end of the map. I think as long as he goes along the very top, he won't have any problems. He won't get spotted or shot at or killed, even if he does. But he might. If he does, I've got a medic ready. Maybe that'll help. The sooner we clear this, the sooner we get reinforcements. I thought I'd do it last time. I'd done one after I'd finished all the men. Then I went and swept the minefield, and this time, as I said, in the name of speed, we're going to do it all at the same time. Right, out you go, Noble. It's a great name, isn't it? Noble Werfer. Love it. The cannons are working on the other machine gun point. Hopefully they'll get it before it gets the minesweepers. I've lost line of sight with it. Or it's been destroyed, can't work out which. Ah, Mike found it. Yeah, so mop-up operation. Somehow wipe those guys out while we're finishing the minesweep. I'm kind of hopeful that just the artillery will do everything. And that's why I brought them along. We're real close now. Alright lads, get in there and finish it. Still quite a lot in there. Almost done, almost done. Phase 1 complete. There you go. Right, so phase 2 is we'll get some reinforcements now, and
you are now tasked with clearing the minefields on the north. This will allow reinforcements to come through.
not quite phase 2.
Minefields have been cleared.
Yeah, there you go, phase 2.
Now safely cross through the northern approaches.
I've got some dead people there to revive.
And can start our attack on coastal battery 30.
But what I want to do is to begin the assault on the right flank.
Reinforcements. I expect you to break through the Soviet defenses and reach the battery.
There you go, Thor.
No
Thor!
delays. Annihilate the enemy.
Yeah, let's annihilate them.
Under your command, our Thor siege mortar.
Yeah.
Show those Soviets what it means to be under
Exactly.
the yoke of the Wehrmacht's heaviest artillery. It will require a whole detachment of resupply vehicles to keep it in operation.
Alright, so might mop up on the right. Certainly going to rescue the dead men. We're going to bring back to life.
We can start off
Clear
with
Eastern
a
Access
frontal
Road, yeah,
attack to take the main
got it.
battery. Or we
Essentially,
can
we've got to
try
get up to
attack
the top
one
line,
more flank
to the
begin with.
mountainside,
It
and
is your choice,
sweep it.
Lieutenant. Look out for secondary minefields and AT positions.
Secondary
They may prove
minefield, got
dangerous
it.
for our advance. Be on the lookout for any Soviet counterattack as well. The
Soviet
enemy is
counterattack
not going
probably
to
won't
get
even
off the
notice
ridge
because they're
without
so
a
weak,
fight.
pathetic, cowards. Yeah, children and ladies. Soviet soldiers, they're female, they're women. I've seen Enemy at the Gates or whatever it is. She's a woman. And they've got Jude Law, who's effeminate. He's like the big hero. It's Jude Law, effeminate bloke. My hero. We'll beat them, crush them with some manly action. None of this. Right, so I don't really know what to do here with all of these troops at the front. I think they're in danger of the first line of defence on this expanded map, that trench line that goes on the bottom. These guys down here, I think that it's so close to, if they get on that road, they'll get hit by mortars and all sorts. I don't really want to take them out there. What I want to do is, as I said, go on the right hand side and punch through with Thor. Like his hammer. So if we pop up here now, look, you'll see that I'm on the mini-map. Those guys advancing up there. I don't know why they're advancing up there. I didn't ask them to. Perhaps I did. I thought I might flank it along the road, but no, they're totally in range of all the weapon systems there. That's not how we're going to do it. I do want to kill that guy, but I think the artillery will get him. I'm not shooting at him. The other problem I'm having here is that one of these guys I'm trying to resurrect, one of these guys I'm trying to heal, I can see the flashing icon next to Micah. He's buried under the clipping. He's fallen through the earth into. He's already buried himself. I can't find him. Can't get a clicky on him to bring him back to life, which is a shame. We'll lose a valuable hero. So this is what I want to get going. I want to get these guys shafted up to the front. Oh, microphone noise. Sorry about that. So I want to go up this side. So the first thing I want to do to get up that side is, can you see the trench line on the other side of that road is really close. So the first thing I want to do is to find, and I thought about, shall I ship everything back to there and start with my entire assembled forces? Shall I just pull out everything? And I'll be honest with you, I've tried it a few times. I can't be bothered. I'll get my men out here. Just get them to safety, and then if I need them later, we'll reorganise them. The squad that I'm planning, as I said earlier, is going to be tank heavy. I've got 2 tanks there. That's going to be enough. I might take that little stug up with me too. But these guys, so right here, I just want him out of the line of sight. Can you see they're getting shot at from out in the first trench line? They're getting spotted. So they can see something, he can see them back. There's mortars out there. They're just going to, shot. There's incoming fire. So I want to move them to safety. I don't know what safety is, but it's probably not far back. So I'll duck them out to the side. They're just going to get killed from whatever that is. Amongst other things, there's a mortar here. Look, there's another one there. There's going to be a mortar pit in there, as well as a machine gun nest, etc., etc., etc. I don't want to get in a fight with them. I mean, I might do. I've had fights with them in the past. It's been fun, but I can't be bothered. I'm not interested. We're going to go. I want to go up the right-hand side. So what I want to do is stage all these guys. See, look at that bomb. That could have taken out my. That was a mortar. These mortars landing around here. So I just want to get everything here safe. Get it back. Retreat them to the back of the map. Once that's tidied up to the point where I can leave them without them all dying or exploding, then I want to, as you can see, I'm staging in advance here. Then I want to move all these guys up that ridge, over the bank, over the railway track, railway bank, whatever that is, road bank, and take on the trench line on the other side. Now the trench line on the other side here is a lot closer to the road than the one that's annoying me up over on the left. The one that's annoying me up over on the left is easy compared to the next one. We're going through the hardest point. But as our mission briefer, as our lieutenant mentioned, no problem. We're going over with the biggest guns available to the Worm Act or whoever the hell we are. Thought, oh, look at that. See, like, I need to get out of there. That's just a bad place to be. Right, so small fast forward. Sorry, I've had some video editing problems with this one. A lot of run out of memory, didn't record, just a spew of edit problems. So here we go. I've got this guy up the top there, and to get him up here, so we've fast forward a little bit into the future. And what I did is I breached this road with these two anti-aircraft guns. I popped them up first, and they took down all the trenches. I'd love to have shown it to you, but unfortunately, my recordings on this one have gone wrong so many times. This is like my 5th or 6th time of recording that I've given up. I can't be bothered. See if I can. So what I thought about is, as you see, I was aiming there at the central kind of mortar pit and gun pit. How am I going to do that one? There. This line here in front of the road that we're looking at is full of mines. I've learnt the hard way in my previous experience, in my previous games, of which there have been, as I said, just on this map alone. I've had to stitch together like quite a few different attempts at gameplay to get this to work. But that road in front of the Thor right now, I'm bringing some minesweepers over to clear it. It is riddled with mines. From the right hand side to the centre, on the other side of that road, is a minefield. It's massive. Every time I drive a tank through it, the tank explodes. If I run infantry through it, the infantry explodes. I definitely don't want to run that massive Thor. Imagine if I run that great big cannon here, this super cool super cannon, into a landmine. Oh, blows up. Oh, don't even get to shoot it. Oh. So not up for it, going to minesweep. We've still got that squad of minesweeping guys with the equipment, so I'm going to find them, dig them out, bring them along that road. Now, in the past, I have, of course, gone down the entire front and cleaned out every single mine, so I've got a good idea of where they all are. And they go from the right-hand side on the other side of the road to the centre of the map on the other side of the road. I'm probably not going to clear the whole stretch. I'll just clear enough to get my forces through. Because as I run the mine clearers down this road, I'm going to have to clear out this whole trench line. You see my anti-aircraft guns working on it now. I'm going to have to clear out this whole trench line in order to clear the mines, or the minesweeping crew will just get shot. Again, tedious, time-consuming. I want a fast game. Yeah, it's going to be my catchphrase. I want a fast game. Yeah. So I'm not going to go through the whole lot. I'm going to do a fair chunk. It's probably as far as. And then what I'll do is, I think, instead of sweeping the line, now how I normally sweep the line is I take these two anti-aircraft guns and just buddy them. Just move one. When that's firing, move the next one. Then move the next one. Just overlapping, rolling block of them all the way down that road, so they shoot the whole trench line down. That's what I normally do, and that works fine. This time I'm going to go with a different plan. I'm going to take those cannons, I'm going to take those flat guns up the hill with me, so that they attack the next trench lines, because these things are really the best at trench clearing. This is my best weapon system for clearing trenches entirely. So what I intend to do with them is to bring them with me and clean up trenches with them. Meanwhile, these blokes, we're back to our suicidal minesweeping guys who are going to do stuff like deselect their minesweepers in the middle of a minefield and blow themselves off. So I probably ought to think about getting myself a medic nearby as well. See what he's doing? Stop running through the minefield. Pull it out. That's it. On up. Yes, I mean, he's already put his away, standing in the middle of the minefield. Just. So yes, minesweepers are a little frustrating to use. No, look at them all. You're going to die. There's no chance that you survive, because you're an idiot. ChatGPT owns you. Yes, it does. Yes, there's quite a lot of micromanagement in this minesweeping. in particular, you know, reviving them endlessly. You dick. You massive dick. Look, he's doing it again. So they're all at it. The usual shenanigans. It's going to be a little bit frustrating. I'm sure there's rhyme or reason why the AI choose to inexplicably put their mine detectors away every time they stand in the minefield. I'm sure there's a good, honest, programmed, you know, it's not a bug, it's a feature. You know, obviously, and I don't know, but maybe they can detect other enemies, you know, maybe if there's another. I think if there's an enemy in range and they're aware of it, you know, if it's alert to it on the minimap or something like that, then the first time they're not actively being told to mine sweep, they'll be pulling their guns out or something. I don't know. I don't know why they're so thick, but they are pretty thick, so you have to hold their hands. But we'll get the mine sweeping done, as I said, and then we're going to cross. I know you're doing it again. Then we're going to cross over, and I'll use the tanks probably to get through. See this barbed wire on the top? I'm going to use tanks to smash through that and through the infantry traps. Some of these infantries, probably you'll see here, look, he's got a satchel charge on him. Look at his inventory now. A lot of these infantry have satchel charges, so if I need to blow through tank traps, I'll just do that. I won't drive around them. I'll try not to. If I was to click this guy to go straight up now, he would first run all the way to the centre of the map to go around the barbed wire. You know, so I'm going to breach. So I want these two tanks to come down and do some breaching for me. They are going to be not just the armoured spearhead of my assault, but breaching for everyone else. They're going to, you know, smash through these, basically through the barbed wire defences, and then of course they are going to have to get past that. It doesn't seem to be a problem for them. Oh, look, he's popped up. What's he doing there? Stug decided he'd stick around and fight, but thankfully he's going to just drive along the road and get shot at instead. Shouldn't hurt him. He being a mighty Stug, should have no trouble with that. And the breaching has begun. I appreciate it. I'm trying to aim with this guy. There's so I've got the big Thor. I'm sighting the big Thor. I'd like to use him to suppress anti-tank. As we breach now with the tanks and they go up this hill, quite a few of these bunkers have anti-tanking. And one of them in particular has a massive anti-tank gun. See where I'm pointing the mouse now? About somewhere up there. I'm not exactly sure where. First I thought it'd be behind that static concrete kind of emplacement. I dropped one directly on there in a previous game and it didn't kill it, so I tried dropping one a bit further back and that did kill it. So I'm going to try a bit further back from that emplacement. I think around here, blind guess. I'm going to drop one on there. Here it comes. Unfortunately it's in the fog of war, so we won't see if we got anything, and B, we won't see sort of exciting death throes of soldiers being their limbs going in all directions as they explode. But hopefully what that's done is taken out the biggest anti-tank gun up there. But we've breached. This is it. We're going up. And there will be, as I said, there's all along the trench lines. There's like block houses, like little bunkers, and there'll be machine guns in them. There'll be anti-tank guns in them. God knows what, but there'll be weapon systems. And then also around the top, there's going to be a whole load of mortars everywhere. The mortars, the solution is get in there fast and kill them. They're not really going to do a lot of. They're not going to do a lot of harm to a tank, but if left alone, eventually, after long enough, they will destroy the tanks. You know, tanks do nothing about it. Just sit there. You can't just sit there and be mortared forever and go, yeah, no, my armor is too strong. Mortar will never hurt me. That's not true. In the end, the mortar will wear you down. You know, your tracks it'll kill you. But it'll take a long, long time. You're not vulnerable. Not like infantry. It lands on infantry. Infantry's black. You're dead. Tank. You'd be out there for 5 or 10 or 15 minutes in mortar fire, and the chances are you're going to drive out the other end. You know, it's not guaranteed though. You'll see when it takes mortar fire. The tanks do take damage from mortar fire, but it's light damage. Right, are we ready? Armoured thrust. This is the spearhead. That's the team I want. I've given them. I've got them all loaded maximum as I can with ammunition. I am worried about fuel. These guys are going on a massive long drive. We're going to be really touch and go whether we have enough fuel to do this job with tanks. As you can see, they bumped something up the top there. Look, I sent an infantryman forward, and something started firing at him. So there we go, that's the one, that's the big one. This is the one I was trying to hit earlier. I was trying to pre-fire him. I want him done. That's going to be the job of the Thor. Get up there, Thor. Now, Thor's driving right up into harm's way himself. Don't know that this is a smart plan, particularly if he's in range to shoot that. Probably better he shoots it. So that's a big old gun, that's like a ZIS-3. Yeah, that's going to kill all my tanks really quickly and easily. The other two guns firing, not so much. I'm not really very scared of them. Luckily, that big old gun's just firing at my infantryman, and he's in a pretty strong dugout position. So I'm not going to chase those on with tanks. Meantime, we've got the Stug going. This is exactly the job of the Stug. Blow up bunkers so that the infantry can advance. That is why the Stug was born, assault gun. So I can lob one right in there, that'd be nice. What do you think? I mean, that got him, didn't it, right? Doesn't look like he's firing high X. Ho 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 ho! Wow, I'll tell you what's firing high X. Thor. So that's Thor's hammer. Smashing down on that gun position. I'm assuming that, I can't really check without going up there, but I'm assuming that job done. That big cannon, second time lucky. Got him. Bit of an assumption, but you know. That was a pretty big explosion. I get overconfident with those explosions. So matey, he's right. This bloke, you've got one job, mate. One job, just one job. This is your one job. Run in front of the enemy trench lines and get them to shoot at you. Yes, promotion. What a fine job. Go on, boy. Do it. Just one job. You know, who could ask for a better job? Now there was. Oh, there he is. So these are the two anti-aircraft guns that I think are coming up with me. I'll clear a hole through the barbed wire so they can come too. And I want to get them into firing range of the next trench lines. Because they are definitely trench hoovers. They really sort it out. So there we go, he's got quite... Now there is there a hard point? Right, so I'm in mortar range. Thanking my lucky stars that I'm in a tank. I haven't got line of sight on the mortar. That gun position I think that was a machine gun, I think, of some description. Don't think it was anti-tank. So those mortars are hitting around me. not immune to them. It won't be a one-shot kill, for example, if they do hit me. But like, you could 2 or 3 hits and I'll lose a track, 3 or 4 hits and I'll lose a gun, 5 or 10 hits and my armor's going to fail me and they will die. The problem with the mortars is once you start taking damage, you get immobilised in a tank, you can't take your troops out to repair it because they're under mortar fire and they'll just die. So mortars can get you. But, I missed a guy on my clear out. I missed a guy in this pillbox. Look, he's behind me. So he's just shot my anti-aircraft gun. Lost a man on him. I get the old, get the Mr. Medic, Mike the medic. What's ER? Do you remember ER with Clooney, George Clooney? What's George Clooney's character? I think I'll rename my medic after him. He's the kind of guy we want. Cool-headed medic in a crisis. Come and pick that bloke up, Mike. I should really start giving them names of all my name my troops after my friends or my people who make comments and subscribe and generally join in with my channel. It'd be nice to name every one of my units after them. I might start doing that. Trouble is then I can't be really mean to them. Just start being insulting to them. Gotta be imaginary names might be safer. So smashing that line, it's working. So far this plan is good, I'm liking it. Tanks are all intact. You can see he's taking damage, look. He got his turret's red, but it's still functional. And I'm suggesting to you that what turned his turret red was a mortar. You know, so I mean that's showing you that it really can, in the end, the damage model will mount up from mortars. They will kill armour eventually, but it's not quick, and it's certainly nothing like as painful as running a squad of infantry up through a trench line to a mortar position. They're just not going to make it. And the other one would be to slowly and tediously wait with Thor to fire a one shot off every 5 minutes and hope for the best. I don't know if you can hear in the background, but that's the sound of a Lancaster bomber flying over my house. Those are Merlin engines. I live near Duxford, well, not that near. I live near Duxford Imperial War Museum, so I get kind of a lot of World War II planes flying over. In the summertime, of course, they don't really come in winter. They got a few tanks and stuff at Duxford, not a lot. One of my mates runs or works at Duxford in the Imperial War Museum, and he does the kind of tank spot. I'm pretty keen to get in there and you know, and get his permission, essentially get him to let me climb around on all the... They've got a load of tanks that aren't on display, you know, the ones that they're doing up or just sitting there waiting for a display to be built on. Kind of 5 or 10 sort of tanks out the back, so to speak, out the back of some hangar somewhere. I want to play. Let me on them. Let me play. You know, obviously I'm not going to be climbing all over the exhibit in front of all the children and stuff. So that's too bad an example. Right, so this house. Up to that house, just to the left of that house, bottom left, on the ground floor, outside, is a mortar. Job is rush. See, tank's taking damage. Is rush that mortar. I want all of these mortars rushed and taken down. I don't want to get too close to the trench lines because I don't want to get anti-tank rifle down. Oh, that looked like we got him. Okay, the first mortar's down. The next mortar is up on the hill to our left. You can see on the mini-map where the fire emanations are coming from. We've got to get line of sight with that one. Pretty close there. I take that down too. There it is. Kill it. Manually firing that one. Okay, job done. And where are the next one? Now, kind of strategic pause. That's the rush part. And with nothing now firing at us, except perhaps the odd pot shot from a anti-tank rifle, we've got time to chill, make sure that all of these trenches are cleaned out. And that's what we'll do, we'll just have a little mop up. Bring some ammo trucks. I'm not sure that it's completely safe to drive that ammo truck right up to the tanks yet, but I do want to. This guy again, we can start getting him in closer, although to be fair, he's still in range. It's just that he drives so very, very slowly. You know, it'd be nice to plan in advance his moves, rather than wait, you know, click him. If I had to move him up and then wait 10 minutes for him to get there, that'd be a bit boring. And then when we've pacified it, I'll drop some men out to repair the tanks. They have taken damage, so it's just mortar shots mainly. But as you can see, they're all damaged. They're not, you know, they've got scratched. The paintwork's scratched. But I'm not ready to hop out of the tank and cure them yet, because quite frankly, I think there's more in the trenches that we haven't seen. I think there's guys lying down that haven't popped up yet, and guys behind us in the trench on the right that we've already gone past. So I'll send some infantry up to support the tanks, essentially mostly giving them line of sight, find targets for them. If we killed everything up at the top by that first mortar and that big and that sort of tall block mill, I don't know what kind of building that is, it would trigger objective completed. You know, it'd tell us that the area was secure, and it hasn't, so it's not. Somebody in that bunker. So the trench lies empty, but there's still one guy in the bunker. And mind popping him. Get that up there. Alright, so I've got them to do the repairs, but also they're scouting, they're spotting all of that. I might recrew some of these tanks as well. I don't know if they've all got all of their crew. I've got to watch for that. I don't know why you need so many tank crew. Why does this tank need 5, for example? What did he just shoot? He's on free fire, so I didn't tell him to shoot that. He just dropped the ham. Thor, that is. He just did it on his own. It's fine. They all seem to be dead. I like dead enemies. Dead enemies, surrendered enemies. I'm leaning towards dead, but you know, not sure if that's right or not. But none of these guys have surrendered, have they? I mean, they're not surrendering, so you're gonna have to kill them. Simples. We're probably going to run out of repair kits too. We're bound to run out of repair kits. Doing the whole work with like 2 or 3 vehicles. I think I'm going to run out of repair kits sooner or later. And I'm also think I might run out of fuel. So what I'm being a bit minimalistic with these tanks. Normally I'd drive, you know, that guy who was in the bunker on the thing, I'd drive the tank up behind the bunker and shoot him in the bum. But I'm trying to conserve fuel. I drive the tank, you know, in a big ring around that house and up and down these trench lines, get it side on with the trench, you know, so that your gun can fire all the way down the trench line. But again, I'm trying to save fuel. Fuel's more important to me than ammo at the moment. Each of these vehicles does have like a jerry can full of fuel, but I'm something in French I'm buggered if I can get them to empty the jerry cans into the tank of the blooming vehicles. Can't get it to work. In the previous version of the game, you know, you got the guy to equip the fuel can into his hand and waved the mouse pointer over the vehicle, and it gave you a sort of little icon that said either pour petrol into the tank or drain petrol out, depending on your jerry can being full or empty. No such luck today. I haven't worked that one out at all. Given up trying. So I want to clear this. I want to clear this house out. We've got to do it, so I might as well do it now. And I'm quite tempted to bring up some infantry because I want to take over the mortars. Why not, eh? All those free mortars going, it can't hurt, can it? So we'll grab this infantry down here and we'll get them to... oh, this is the ammo spots. We'll bring the ammo up as well. You know, just to have a little supply point. Medic. I'm going to need him. Here's my anti-aircraft gun. Now, here's the thing. Last time we had a look at that anti-aircraft gun, there was 2 of them next to each other. Now there's only 1. I have no idea what's happened to the other one. I can't find him. Landmine, I'm guessing. I think he must have stomped on a landmine, blown himself up and disappeared. Maybe he defected. You know, I absent-mindedly stuck him on the back of a truck. Have I linked him to a truck, connected him up to drive him somewhere? I just can't find him. I don't get it. A mystery. Here's this fella. Might as well. Don't want to move him too far because that's actually in our mortar range. Get him fixed up, I suppose. See, this guy, he's got one of those cannons on the same kind of cannon on the back. It's the kind of light infantry howitzer. This they call it, light infantry howitzer. Does much the same support job as a mortar, but more accurate. Same sort of range, same sort of damage, bit more accurate. Like them. Alright, still no mission complete, but I think we're almost done it. I still want to steal the mortar. So, alright, go on. Run, boys. Don't crawl. Give them a bit of a double click, speed them up. On your knees up, knees up! Faster, faster! See those knees hitting your chin. Run! Right, have a little... Yes, look, there's plenty more to find. Plenty more to winkle out. Let's see if we can get this guy in the trench. He's ducked. Stick your head up. I've got an ice cream for you. Wave if you want an ice cream. There's some guy winkled right in with a mortar. I don't want to shoot it with an explosive and blow up the mortar. So here's my lone anti-aircraft. That's such a mystery. What the hell happened to it? I think there's one guy in this square bunker. He's like an annoyance. If I send up an ammunition truck to rearm these tanks, for example, he might pop it and generally be a pain in the bum. So let's kill him. Oh, ask him to get him to surrender. I'm not a homicidal maniac. I just want them to surrender. That's all. That's all they have to do. Right at the beginning of the map, they just go, "Oh, I didn't realise it was you. You were leading the troops. It's best we surrender now." And then I'd have a fast game, wouldn't I? That'd be like over and done in a minute. So don't shoot it with a cannon, mate. Machine gun, whatever's in there. If you can find it. Now, notice when I'm watching Sir Jellybean play that he switches to first person a lot. You know, by first person, you know, the gun sight comes up and he's actually shooting through the gun sight of the tank. I haven't found the key that does that. I don't know what button to press to switch to that view, but it looks kind of fun. And also, these when you're human controlling a unit, it's much more effective than when the AI is doing it. You prioritise targets better. You do masking. You know, you hide behind a building so you can't get shot. Stuff that the AI just doesn't do. The AI doesn't do masking, and it doesn't. And although it does prioritise targets, it's fairly limited in that compared to a human player. And so if you are human controlling, you could probably do stuff like take one tank, human control it, go and kill as much as you can with just that one tank, and work a lot faster. You know, you'll get scores more kills from the same unit, but you'll lose the overall battle plan because you'll be focused in on one unit, not the line, etc. So I'm constantly doing, you know, supply management and support group fire and all that kind of thing, and you'd lose out on that, and you'd swap it for each unit would be vastly superior on its lethality. You know, you might chuck smoke grenades to cover your advance, and all these kind of things that... Oh, Thor's just fired. Where's he going? Boom. I think he got something. Shall I take them out of that trench? Since I'm here? Yeah. Let's clean this thing up. Or at least try. Oh, he's got some kind of machine gun in there and it's facing the other way. I was thinking that he'd have a heavy machine gun and it wouldn't be able to turn around and we could just shoot him in the back. Instead, we've just queued up in front of it. That was a mistake. Luckily, medic's here, on hand, run on mic. And then with that done, we'll try and winkle these guys out with infantry. As I said, because I want to capture the mortar. I don't want the tanks to blow it up. I do want them dead. And some troops are obviously the best option. Oh, look, my anti-aircraft guns found him and killed him. There's two in that trench. Trying to save fuel. That's why I haven't cleared that trench out already with the tank. You know, the optimum way to do it being you aim the tank so you can shoot all the way down down the line of the trench as opposed to perpendicular to it. It's a big word, isn't it? Perpendicular. I've been practicing. I read the dictionary at night before I go to sleep. Yeah, I used to read the Bible, but now I'm totally pious. Oh, I don't need to read the Bible anymore. I just need to learn to spell. Ah, there we go. That's what I was waiting for. Clear the state farm. That's what we've just done. This is a farm? That's a farmhouse. Alright. Alright, that's cleaned out. So now we're going to push along to... we'll use the infantry to sight us up. And we'll get the... try and capture that mortar. Probably might have time to heal the tanks if they need healing. That one's okay. And we're going to use the infantry to spot for targets. All that lot, I think the whole lot they can advance. Let's advance everything. So this way we're going to go around this trench line all the way along that hill. That's all got to be cleaned out. I'd like to do it from above and behind. It's just a better angle, you know, to be shooting down into a trench rather than shooting up at it. You've got much less cover. With that said, so that what I'm going to try and do is get the tanks to go mountaineering. See how good these tanks are at climbing steep. Somebody's mortaring us again. Oh no, that's our mortar. Right, so man the mortar. Oh no, it's not. No, it's not the mortar. Not our mortar. We haven't manned it. I need to get that done. So again, now we're under mortar fire. The job is to storm, is to move with speed and find and hunt the mortars and take them down. There's one. There he is. A explosive shot there should get him. Yeah. Right, so that's this suppressed. Now all we need to do is take it out. And we can just winkle them out in our own time. I'll advance that thing. The Thor. Not bad at climbing hills, is he? Yeah, so right high up on that cliff now, the top of the world, this fortification on the very top of the mountain, it's got some anti-aircraft guns up there. It makes it dangerous when you want to drive my tank straight up to the top. I think it's cleaned that bunker out. I think that bunker is cleaned out, but I'll pop one in anyway, just in case. There's some other gun emplacement weapon system up there, look. Don't know what it is yet. It's not a mortar, so I'm not that scared. There you go, so I'm trying to get the gun faced along the trench line, so they've got little to no cover. I think that must be a guy in a bunker. Look at the minimap, there's just one red dot. No one's seen him, no one can find him. He's probably in a bunker. Now, Stuggy. How about we get Stuggy to A, see if there's anything on that road, and then B, I think his job is to take over the top of the world. Yeah, look at that anti-aircraft gun. That's an issue. I'm trying to. They haven't got elevation to shoot it from where they are. It is damaging stuff. Oh, there's something else up there firing as well. 2 anti-aircraft guns. Is that what's going on? Make that 1. Right. So this is my Thor's cannon, ready for... He's taking a lot of damage, he needs a bit of a repair. Something's been hitting him. There's something up there firing. Let's drop a big bomb around there, see what happens. I mean, at the very least, they're now deaf. What? Yeah, that anti-aircraft gun's a pain. I'd like to deal with that. A mortar would be a good way of dealing with it. You know, indirect fire. I don't want to... I don't really want to go nose to nose with that. Tanks can't shoot him from this angle, they're not getting it. But this guy, he's pinned, look. I mean, he's right up there behind that brick wall. And his turret's taken, you know, he's taken some hits. I just kind of think the anti-aircraft gun's got the drop on him. I don't want to do it. So, finally, having talked about it for so long, let's get the men into that mortar. I'll get some more men up there. And there are other mortars to capture. I'd like to capture loads of them. I have them all. Why not? And then we'll shift him up into a better fighting spot closer to the action once they've repaired it. Everything takes time. Got to repair it, got to move it, got to rearm it. It's quite a big one, this mortar. It's not an average mortar, it's a monster mortar. So I'd like to put him, say, here. And then he'll be in range, he'll be A, out of direct line of fire, and be in range of quite a lot. Who's he shooting at now? This fella? Try and move, mate. Break line of sight. And then, what's the mortar up to? What'd you do that for? Why don't you just walk over there? He's got stuck in the... I'm going to have to try and wiggle him out of the hole he's dug himself into. That rock behind. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. That's what my mate Trinidad calls fighting the game and not the enemy. Where, you know, trying to control the AI to do sensible things, not stupid stuff. Not get stuck in the scenery, not drop their mine clearance metal detectors in the middle of a minefield, and just fighting the game, not fighting the enemy. So these guys, I'd like to get them out of there so they could come with me, but how? Oh, medic squad, come on Mike. I haven't got any work for you just yet, but let's keep you close to the fray. What's he shooting at? Probably just that tank. I'm shooting lots of things. Alright, mortars fired. So in the end, I'm hoping the mortar will get him. That does seem to be the correct weapon system for attacking him. I think mortar just got him. Right, that's good. Take Stug to the top of the world, see if there's another anti-tank, anti-aircraft gun up there that he should be able to duel and win. There's still that one dot, red dot in the trench line. I can't work out where it is. But the mortar's on him, I hope. Now the problem with up here on top of the world here with those two is that one of these gun emplacements, one of these naval gun, I don't know what you call them, battery, I knew it began with B. One of these naval gun batteries is marked as enemy and everybody tries to shoot it. It's just a real pain. You're fighting the AI a lot. All the AI who see this gun platform try and attack it, means blokes will stand next to it and throw hand grenades at it, thereby blowing themselves up. Tanks will completely empty all their inventory of ammo into it, turning them into rubbish, into tractors, and so on. And I've never been able to destroy it. I've tried satchel charges, blowing it up, shooting it for donkeys. I never got anywhere with it. It's still there. I can't kill it. All it does is make all my AI point their guns in the entirely wrong direction and try and blow it up, when actually they've got work to do. The tank's not facing it, which is why we can't see it, but if you turn around you'll see he's actually right next to a great big, like a turret off a battleship. Presumably exactly what it was. There it is. Yeah. See, that highlights red. See him? Which means all my AI are desperately trying to shoot it, which is pointless because it's just scenery. And it's indestructible as far as I can tell. So up here, fighting the game, not fighting the enemy. Look, there they go. Look, they're all shooting. He's chucked a grenade. He's done it. You idiot. You flipping idiot. Did he kill? Yeah, no, he didn't kill any of your mates. He just knocked him out. Big monkeys. There's Stugs at it. You think he's going to have a go too? Stop it. Let's man this anti-aircraft gun. Let's just start firing at the turret, I suppose. But could be there's trenches down there, and that anti-aircraft gun would be very useful for clearing them out. If I could stop shooting the scene. So that's frustration. Another frustration point with the AI on this map is whoever included that, who made that turret so that it shows his enemy, and then never game tested it and never noted. Who did that? That's just slack, sloppy programming, pointless. It's made the game broken for no gain, doesn't shoot, doesn't move, doesn't do anything at all except make the AI go nuts. Like, see his turret of that tank is constantly pointing at, it doesn't even show red on the mini-map. It's constantly pointing in the wrong direction now. So I'll go into a fight, no matter how hard I cue him up to shoot, to have his gun facing in the direction of the enemy, he's going to face in the direction of some scenery. Just Stug, stop it. Right, coastal battery through. That's good. So we've cleared the centre. We've just got to get to the edge now. If we just go along the top of the world, I think we win. We just go along the top of the map, rather, to the end. I think we'll win. However, it's bugging the hell out of all the AI. Who came up with that idea? Why? Why is it even in there? Anyway, enough of my moaning. I'm sure I'll find something else to moan about later. In fact, I'm sure I'll come back to moaning about exactly the same thing pretty damn soon. Down in these ruins along the cliff face, I'm expecting there to be at least an anti-aircraft gun and a load of blokes. That's what I've got my stug looking for. Look. But as I said, what's actually going to happen is, as soon as they find the anti-aircraft gun, Stokes going to turn around and show his arse to it. Mike, you do healing, mate. These guys will get the mortar. Sorry, but you're a doctor. Get on and do your job. No artillery for you. It's off limits. Now there's something right on top of them in the trenches. There's something really close to those tanks in the trenches, and obviously I'm scared of getting into grenade range of anything that's in those trenches. I'm also a bit worried that there'll be anti-tank guns down in the valley below. The bit that we haven't cleared in the centre of on the first trench line. I'm a bit worried that they'll have something anti-tank that can just pop these tanks from down there. So they might be in a really exposed position, getting side-on shots. Oh no. Instead they're just going to turn their turrets that face away from the enemy. I mean, jeez. Why do you do it? Eh? Right, there's the kind of anti-tank gun I was worried about. An anti-aircraft gun, rather. Well, it will function as an anti-tank gun. So, and as predicted, Stuggy, engaging an anti-tank gun face on, decided that he wanted to turn around and shoot this other turret. Until he's had now he's tracked, he's stuffed. I can't do anything with him. I think I better get them out of the Stug at some point. I'm going to have to... let's move him up to try and deal with it. And not just deal with that, but deal with everything all the way to the end of the map. Again, worried that he's going to get engaged, that Thor here is going to get engaged from the valley floor that I didn't clean out earlier. So I'm going to get these guys out. Hopefully they'll survive, and we'll come back and fix that up later when the anti-aircraft gun's been dealt with. So these mortars should be firing the anti-aircraft gun, but instead what they're actually doing is firing at the flipping naval battery thing that is indestructible and doesn't shoot. And thanks. I applaud your genius. You're like the best soldiers any commander could ever hope for. I couldn't dream of having better warriors at my side. Nothing scares the enemy more than walking backwards towards him while shooting a bit of steel. I just found that tank, and that tank's found the same old turret. I mean, oh, so painful. So yeah, anywhere up here by this, I'm trying to get him low, to get him, at least he's engaging with his front machine gun. And it's just a kind of torture. It really is a kind of torture. Those tanks will not engage. The only target on the mini-map, the target's actually firing against them and can actually hurt, and they're ignoring it. Oh well, they got him. Oh no. But his tank's pretty mashed up now, so I need to get somebody out to repair that. Probably doesn't have any repair sets left at this point. And they'll also, all of these guys are going to be chronically low on ammo because they've just been wasting it all. It's blowing up the scenery, failing to blow up the scenery. So I'll need to get them some support, a truck, an ammo truck, preferably one full of repair kits. Now I'd like this AI to come to the front. He's not repaired yet. It may or may not work when I do so. It may just be broken if I'm not careful, and he's be dangerous. Now I think they've just spotted the next enemy, so there's a load of infantry down still left in the in front of where the stug is on the ground floor, you know, where those broken buildings are, just behind the mini-map and up, that I'd like to engage. And then there's some kind of weapon system behind there too, thinking it's a howitzer. I'm thinking it's a big dangerous one. He's run out of men. He's low on men. That one's fine on men. He's still facing totally the wrong direction because he thinks that's smart. It's like mass hysteria. Got the retard army. Oh, duh, what do I do with my gun? And these mortars are probably damn near out of ammo. So there he is, yeah. So I think he's some kind of howitzer. He hasn't got a shot off yet, which is good. We're kind of too low for it. He hasn't got depression due to that concrete wall he's hiding behind. I wonder if I can pop him with that. Thor. Bring the thunder, thunder god. No, it's definitely got a mortar going where it should be going for once. I think I might not bother with Thor on that howitzer. I think it's taking fire from the tanks or something. It's going to eventually get got. But this concentration might be worth a drop. Killed a few. Killed 2 or 3. Okay lads, I think you can get back in that tank now. Might as well fix it. And then I'd like to get some ammo once this is all queued up. Give it the fastest possible repair. And I'd like to get an ammo truck or some form of ammo up here. Should be able to get him out easily there, and once he's on the mud he should be able to just run up the bank. Have to manually control mortars out of pits and stuff. They're not very smart. Are any of these mortars facing the right direction? Any of you? I'm glad that Thor hasn't been endlessly spamming all his thunder into that. That would be really tedious. But we are getting to the end now. I think the end is in sight. And I'm going to crawl along the top of that row, take out what's there. Hopefully I'll get far enough, or soon I'll be so far away from that coastal defence battery that these guys will stop trying to attack it, will stop facing the wrong way in every fight. Can but hope. Right, mortar's got some more ammo. I don't think I've repaired the gun, so let's do that. The anti-aircraft gun repaired, hopefully it'll do it. I'm going to slaughter loads of infantry thing. Big boy mortar. Don't know who he's shooting at down there. There's something like 3 mortars up there now. That's a reasonably good. I mean, that alone should be enough to finish the game. Oh, that'll take a long time to spin their turrets around. I was playing the Tiger last night. Oh my god. Traverse speed, the turret speed, rotation. So slow. Makes these guys look like Speedy Gonzales. Ay caramba. One of the things I've been trying to do to flush these infantry out of bunkers and trenches and stuff is to drive next to them in the tank, is to make them get tank shock and tank fear and actually run from fear of being squashed by the tank. And I find that quite effective, unlike getting his turret to face in the right direction of the nearest threat, which I find quite ineffective at this point. But he is just down there. There's a guy in this trench. Real close. Danger close. That's my mortars shooting at him and killing me. In the tank, mate. So it's I'm pretty sure that's my own mortar hitting me in the head. Yes. Oh, he's throwing a grenade at me. Damn. Damn. Repair. Oh no, it's not letting me repair. He's definitely on the minimap marked as repairable, so I've probably got no repair kits or something like that. I don't think it's a complete write-off. Bad shot. Try a bit harder. No first shot kill badge for you, mate. One shot, one kill. Or if I'll tell you, when I get one shot, one kill, my mother gets mad. It's like not enough for her. It needs to be like 3 kills, 1 shot. Those bullets don't grow on the bullets tree or something. I don't know. Wasting all that money. Well, I think we've got that guy in the trench next that was camping. So having not tried to kill him with the Thor, I think it's time we kill him with the Thor. The tanks didn't do a successful job. I also think the trenches next to him are rammed full of people. I wouldn't mind dropping one to the left of him in the middle of those trenches. And look at everyone facing the wrong direction again, shooting at entirely the wrong thing. Who'd have thought it? Turn around. Do something useful with your life. Oh, mortars are so inaccurate, aren't they? I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't suppose they're really trying, are they? Don't care. Probably run a guy along on the wall behind him, throw a hand grenade over the top, might get him. And it should just be a complete amount of artillery I've got facing him. Well, now one tank, anti-aircraft gun, 3 mortars, a mega Thunder God mortar. How can he? They should just have creamed him. But 3 tanks, yeah, no, God, just no. All right, Slug, time you went for a walk. Make yourself useful. Pop that cannon. Oh, look at this guy. Look at the guy on the back of the Stug. That lazy fella. He was pretty laid back, wasn't he? See if you can land me a high X behind him or something. Can't get straight on with him. Who's got a hand grenade? Any of you? Oh, you have. Did you get the hand grenade off? Well, did you? Yeah, no, you missed entirely. Oh no, it's dead, it's gone, it's uncrewed. It's done. Alright, so, we can advance a bit further. We'll repair the tanks. Maybe get some ammunition down, I think they're all pretty much out of ammo. Drop the next Thor. Oh no, Thor's got to advance. Thor's got to get a lot closer before he can drop another shot off. Keep coming, Thor. Keep trundling on. Okay, so another interesting this. Look how Thor can climb up mountainsides. Imagine trying to drive that up the sides of Everest. Yeah, park it right on the top. That's properly 4x4, that is. Never mind the Churchill tank's ability to climb hills. Or a Humvee in a don't know what slope, or the Land Rover with a winch on the front going up the side of the dam. We've got Thor, and he's a thunder god. He don't care. The other thing I like about Thor is the guy sitting on the front without the binoculars. He's got the commander sits on the front of the Thor. You see him there on the top left corner, and you know, he's got his binoculars out and he's viewing, except he hasn't got any binoculars. He's kind of viewing with his imaginary binoculars. still, it's a lot to ask, isn't it? These models they make are, it's not just that the models are complicated, it's the sheer number of models they make in this game. There's just loads of them. It's not really any surprise that every single one isn't absolutely perfect in every sense, given the just sheer weight of numbers that they've done. And they make a pretty good job of them. I mean, I like them all. They're all well modelled. I'm getting itchy to take on this centre in the front line. Look, we're on the first line now, looking at this fortress. I'm getting itchy to try and zap that, but the weapons I've got down here don't have a longer range than the weapons that are in there, like the mortar and the... But I'm itchy because I'm scared that they're going to side shot or shoot my Thor in the back. Maybe if I put Thor on top of the world, he can do it. Is that the missing gun? Do you think that's the missing anti-aircraft gun? Yes, I'm itchy to have a pop of that. At the same time, I think the tanks, as they drove by, took out whatever's in that right there. I think there's probably a gun position here the tanks didn't take out. But I'm really nervous that a load of mortars are going to return fire. And I'll just be wasting... Well, it's no win, is that? That's not true. There's imminent victory. That's what I meant to say. Victory! Our victory is assured. It's guaranteed. There's no way we can lose this. Especially not with all these particularly genius troopers. And I'll slap these guns down and maybe their mortar will activate and wipe everything out, but maybe not. Oh, something got him. Maybe there's a mine? Or do you think something shot him from that trench? Go on, Thor. Is he going to make it up that? He is. He's getting up there. Slowly but surely. And then he's going to turn around and aim at the gun turret forever. Thug, give it up. How do you even... I thought I'd moved you off there. You drive back so you can have another pop, is that it? Damn thing. Alright, let's advance these guys. That's the kind of the mainstay of my artillery at the moment, so I think I'll move the mortars in. Say down here, that little base there looks pretty good, doesn't it? Start there. Always move them further if we need to. Soviet flag broken, smashed down, dishonoured, yes, humiliated, humbled. I might as well man that machine gun, anti-aircraft gun rather. So yeah, this back to, I think this trench right here next to where that howitzer was, I think that's full of red dots, and that a big Thor slam somewhere in there might be bloodthirsty, might eviscerate some enemies. Or it might have just blown up the howitzer that I could have captured, who knows. Nothing else, no my luck. In you go, boys, should be ready. Oh, hang on, you've got to repair that tank. Getting a repair kit. Got it. You do the rest, boys. You can pick up all the available repair kits, why not? No, go and pick up all the available repair kits, why not? Yeah, that's what I said. There they are. 2 might be enough. Let's bring them back. Chuck them in here. That wasn't the right man. Oh, I want scout repair kits off that passing anti-aircraft gun. Well done. He's getting some bullets back. Oh, notice he's facing the right direction now. So he's obviously out of range of whatever it was that was annoying him. The turret. Oh, he's actually back in the fight. So let's use him. Let's abuse his luck. Push your luck, mate. Something just shot at him. Right, that's what's shooting. So down the far end there's a mortar. I'm not really sure exactly where he is, but I'd like to drop Thor on him and I can work it out. I think sort of in these sandbags somewhere, maybe right next to the flag, maybe behind the concrete next to the building, that square building. I don't really know. He flashes up on the mini-map, you know, the circle from where the shots are emanating, but I haven't got a precise fix on him yet. But we'll strike him with some thunder. I'm just going to tell him to fire when ready. So I've set him to attack ground, essentially because I don't want to sit there and micromanage that. I want to get on with something else. And at some point in his own time, he'll take a pop at whatever's shooting. What's he doing? He's turning around to shoot the turret again, isn't he? I mean, did I not tell you to shoot just here? Painful. That's it. I really don't know exactly where this mortar is, but hopefully the bomb's so big that won't matter. Oh, I'm not in range again. No. Oh, that's a pain. Well, if you're not in range, what can we do? Let's maybe there's something to kill there. Looks to me like the tank's almost repaired. Oh, perhaps not. No, it wasn't almost repaired at all. So that's the big mortar rounds landing. I don't know if they're his big mortar rounds landing there. Oh. Oh, the guy I sent to shoot the bunker in the back got shot. So up to face off with the mortar, it really is a tank job, there's no getting around it. I shouldn't be trying any other way. Alright, he's got line of sight with something. Anti-aircraft gun, kill it. He's killed it. And the mortar, kill it. Tension. Okay, so that's it. I think that's all the primary threats done. Which makes this just an exercise in mopping up, which is what we like. A bit of mop up. Can you get in? I hope that that's all the drama over. Still wants to shoot in the wrong direction, doesn't he? Get out of there. Stop that, you stupid. Yeah. That word that I didn't say. You stupid one of them. Get some more high X. The other tank had just run out of everything. Really used the whole lot. So as long as we're chill, it should be uncontested. You know, just dribble. He's facing the wrong way too. Still. Oh, that putting that thing in this game, putting that turret in this game and making it just how did they not why did they bother? How did they not realise that A is pointless and B screws everything, just screws what? And they can't have played it through and not realised, not noticed. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe there's some way of destroying it that I haven't activated. It's like I push this button and the dynamite goes off. I mean, just... I don't get it. I don't get how it got past, not just the games tester, I didn't get how it got past the mission designer. He must have taken his troops up there, right? And watched them all do what they've done every time I've taken any troops up there. Any time I've ever played it. Oh, didn't I say I'd stop moaning now? I didn't mean it. Didn't mean it at all. I'm bitter. Sour. Dare they upset me. All these extra minutes is adding to my video. Yes, look, even Thor wants to shoot it. Maybe I should let him. Oh, look, Stug's just done something weird. Got himself stuck. I mean, it's not unreasonable that I should be fighting the eye, that I should be struggling to get things through up the top on cliff tops and things, is it? It's not. I mean, I know it's fighting the game and not the enemy, but it's not unreasonable that navigating tanks through mountain passes is a real pain in the bum. He wants to throw that grenade there. I keep asking him here, but he wants to throw it there. What's that all about? I suppose I ought to let him. I think he's only got one grenade there. Oh yes, he's in the trench. Everybody loves a flamethrower. It's good to burn them alive. Could have surrendered, mate. Just saying. You could have done. I'd have accepted your surrender. I wouldn't have just mown you down. So it looks to me like these next red dots are inside that bunker, I think. Can't get any icons for them. Scanning for icons. Not getting any. So all these things down here could be a problem. See those sandbags? Yeah, so they could be a problem. Now I think if there is anything, they'll be inside the buildings themselves. But I've got a spare thunder shot, so let's drop it on this, see what happens. Down there. You'd hope that wiped out loads, but who knows. Let's drop off this anti-aircraft gun, something provocative. Oh yeah, oh, he's just threw a hand grenade at me. Take him out, lads. Don't stand for it. So let's see if there's something. There's definitely a red dot right on top of me, and it did throw a hand grenade. And I haven't got gun depression to get inside this bunker. So I'm going to try and wiggle it, you know, just get it somehow facing. Yeah, that's got me depression, hasn't it? Does that work? Trying to freak it by reversing at the same time as I fire, so it just oh well, didn't work. Now somehow I just found, look at the gun sight button. Somehow I've clicked. Do you remember me earlier saying I really want to learn what button gives you the gun sight view? I've somehow managed to click it by accident. Now I don't know what button it is and I can't get rid of it. That has cleaned out that bunker. That is why I wanted it. Somebody's trying to kill me. Oh look at him. Oh, great. Got hit by whatever's downstairs. Panther, where are you, Tiger? Panther. Panzer! That's it. I got there in the end. With a fully functional brain, I wouldn't make those mistakes. What's shooting at him? So he's got his gun sight view again. It's not what I wanted this time, but where's the fire coming from? Over there somewhere. Left a bit maybe. I think I cleared that gun, but there's one more down there. That's what I want, in there. Get a bullet right in there. Hopefully a big explosive one. The size of a watermelon. Did it get it? Yeah, I think it did. Alright, let's take out the opposition. Tank needs a fix. This truck's probably damaged beyond salvation at this point. I don't want to spend the repairs on him because I want to use the repair points, the repair boxes for the tanks. Otherwise, it's a long way to go back. Get some more. Yeah, got that. Yeah, let's move that one right up to the front. It's got to be, I mean, there can't be more than a handful of troops left up here, can there? It's got to be ones, twos, it's got to be any second to victory. So at this point, what I'd like to do is thank you for watching this far. If you have done, well done. Sorry about the small gap, the small part I missed out that I lost in the editing. And I have to say, this has been so much easier than playing it. Last time I played it, I took infantry, burst across the trenches on the left there, like at the top of the map on down at the front line, went up that trench all the way to here, and then took the same infantry all the way across the map down to the farm at the end of the rock. Oh my God, no heavy weapons, no tanks, just whatever I could catch. It was just, it took ages and ages and ages, and it wasn't easy. If you see what I mean. Well, these, you know, doing it with these tanks, and you just drive up, and the tank's basically winning every fight. There's not much that's hurting it. If it is hurting it, you can fix it, and you know, in the RC, I know the thing on the top of the world, they're talking of fighting the game, not fighting the enemy. Here we go again. Can't drive him forward. He won't do it. Maybe he can. Yay! All right. yeah, so this was just a lot easier way to play. So what I'm going to do now is drive him across all those spots. Like, so he leaves because he doesn't want to get crushed. So I'm now driving along all the trench lines, and anyone that's in it is going to get scared and jump out, and hopefully get machine gunned or killed at that point. Okay, that was the last guy. That was what we needed to do. So this one's a win. Alright folks, it's been great. It's been an enjoyable little run, and I hope to see you in the next one. Come back soon. There you go, that's what's left. That bit of that first trench line that I didn't clear. Not much. I could clear it now, but let's not bother. Let's take a well-earned toilet break. I'm bursting. I've been bursting for hours. Right, see you later folks. Bye.